What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Mark Roden. It is hot AF outside today, and yes, you read the title right. We're finally doing another review. I'm still trying to do these, so if you live in the New England area and you have a car that you'd like me to review, literally could be anything. As you can see, we're doing a Tahoe today, so it could be anything that you want. Like, I'm not a Tahoe guy, you know, I don't know much about Tahoes, but I want to review it because I want to review everything. So that's what we're doing. We're reviewing this Tahoe. It's, I think, a 3rd gen. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Smooth stance, dog. Smooth stance. The reason why we're doing the Tahoe is because there's another Tahoe, the newer Tahoe, and I can review that one as well. So we're going to review both different generations of this Tahoe. Now this one does have, like, obviously it used to be a daily driver, so it has like some things that are wrong with it and stuff like that. It's got a little, but besides that, it's mechanically sound. Like, it drives mechanically normal, so that's kind of why we're reviewing it. But first, we're going to go over the exterior, what I think of the looks of it. To be honest with you, I like it. I always have liked Tahoes and the Escalades. I always thought they were like these cool little trucks that people massively sleep on, especially within the like truck community. Like, everybody in the truck community lifts these like diesel V8 trucks, and they always do that to those. But these things are sadly always just squatted, and it's like, why do always the squatted weirdos have to come out and do these? Why do they have to do that? Let the kids, somebody that like normally lifts cars, why don't you guys start buying these and lifting these Tahoes? Because these things are cool when they're modified. But even though this thing isn't modified, it still, to me, looks pretty nice. It's the, like I said, I think it's the 3rd gen. It might be actually the 4th gen. I think it is the 4th gen. And so it's the older model, so this isn't like the new model. But to me, it honestly still like holds up today in terms of looks. Like, it still doesn't look outdated at all. I think it still looks pretty relatively new. Now, compared to the other generation, we'll get into that. The other generation, I'm gonna compare the two when I do that video, because I haven't driven that car yet. But when I do drive that car, I'll compare these two. But yeah, in terms of the other generation, it's a little bit different, obviously. Next is the interior. That's pretty much all there is on the exterior. So it's just an SUV. It's got all the wood grain, you know, parts in here. It's just all just plastic and stuff like that. But there's no cracks. It doesn't like creak that much either. Like, it does kind of creak a little bit, but not that much. More wood grain stuff, a bunch of dials that do a bunch of different things. You have a little bit of a touch screen up here, which is actually pretty cool. I've never had a touch screen on any car that I've owned, so I like that. It's got like a built-in aux, so it's like a freaking, you know, Bluetooth aux, which is cool. I always have to have a cord whenever I use my aux. And the seats are leather. See that? Leather seating, boys. It also has this absolutely freaking massive like center console thing here. Look at that. You could fit a whole freaking newborn baby in there if you wanted to. Then you go into the back seats. That door, he told me that door always has problems, so let's use this door instead. And then you go into the back seats, once again, more just like wood grain and plastic. Leather seats again. This seat can drop down. I don't know how the hell you do it, but this seat can drop down. And then look how much freaking space there is in the back, boys. Look at that space. Hold on, obviously we're gonna go back there. The people in the back also have their own little thing to deal with their AC, which is cool, and their own little power outlet, so they can charge things too. So if you have friends and you want to like a homie hauler, this will get the job done, guys. You can haul your boys in this all day long if you want to. Then you go in the back. Look at the space back here, gentlemen. Look at the space. You could have a freaking movie night back here you wanted to. You put those seats down, you could have a slumber party. You know how many clowns could fit in this car? You know how much LARPing gear you could fit in the back of this thing? Dude, it'd be insane. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the interior and the exterior that I can kind of see. It looks nice to me. I like it. The interior is very comfortable. It's got, you know, leather everywhere. It feels classy, feels nice, feels like you're kind of like an inspiring executive in this puppy. And I like it. I like it a lot. But now, let me strap this GoPro on my noggin and we'll take it for a ride, and I'll give you guys a POV drive. I'll tell you how it feels to drive, because that's what actually matters, you know what I mean? Okay, let's get this puppy on. It has one of those like truck shifters right where it's like right here. So that's pretty cool. I like those things, I'm not gonna lie. Let's get it on. First off, is the steering wheel is massive. So it's like, I know it sounds weird, but there are people out there that are like, oh dude, I hate how small the steering wheel is. I know, who really cares? But there are people out there that don't like that. So if you for some reason have a fetish for large steering wheels, well, why don't you look no further than the freaking Chevy Tahoe, boys, because this thing has a freaking massive steering wheel. Feels like you're driving a ship. It really is like you're driving a ship too, because this thing's heavy. Now obviously this is a giant SUV, and it's like weighs more than like a normal, like it probably weighs like on like around the same as a truck, to be honest, like a full-size truck. So it does have some weight to it. I'm gonna have to roll up the windows. There's no AC in it, so this is gonna make me sweat my nards off, but that's okay. It does have some weight to it, but it doesn't feel like it does. Like I reviewed Dom's Mercedes. He had an S-Class Mercedes, and when I reviewed that thing felt heavy. It felt heavy. It still had some pep in its step, but this thing does not feel heavy. It feels light. Like the steering is so light. If you look at that, I'm just like kind of farting on the steering wheel and it's turning it. It really doesn't feel heavy at all, and it's honestly really surprising. Really surprising. You would expect it to be like this freaking huge SUV is going to be tough to get in and out of corners and tight spaces and stuff like that. Not at all. So don't worry about that whole stretch of the imagination. Now it does, like when you go around corners, there is like a little bit of body roll, obviously, because it's a massive SUV, but not as much as you would think, not as much at all as you would think, actually. Like look at this, I'm cruising in at this corner at 40 miles an hour. This is a pretty sharp corner, and I literally didn't feel that at all. It felt like I just took the corner in the PT Cruiser. So it has like, it's honestly really good. Whatever they did with the weight to distribute the weight between the car is good. They did some good weight distribution on this vehicle. Now it isn't a race car, obviously. It's a massive SUV, so it's not meant to go that fast. But the one thing I will say about it is it makes some nice noises. Like this is a stock exhaust, and because it's a V8, it makes some pretty cool noises, man. I'm not gonna lie, like freaking. Like you hear that, boys? That thing sounds nice. Alright, so this next part is like a straightaway. So I'll give her the beans a little bit so you guys can hear the noise that it makes and get to experience all the power this puppy has. Now it ain't that fast. I want to make it clear. It is a giant SUV. What do you expect? But it has some pep. It has some pep. That's all. So here we go. So there it goes. Has some pep. That went up to like 70, and it's fast. It's quick. It's not like as slow as you would think it would be. Like it's faster than the PT Cruiser, I'll give you that much, and in my opinion I think it's probably faster than that Mercedes I reviewed too. But it's definitely not like super quick, but it's got some get up, it's got some pep in her step. Definitely does. And now the big thing, obviously, with these Tahoes and stuff, is comfort. You're looking for comfort. You're driving an SUV, you're probably have a family, or even if you don't have a family, you're driving it for just the comfort, the relaxation of owning a giant SUV. And the one thing I will say is you literally tower over everything. Like that Porsche, I'm towering over it. You feel like you're in a lifted like truck almost, and I don't know if you guys like that personally, but I do. It makes you feel more safe, in my personal opinion. It makes you feel like if you get into an accident, you're gonna be okay, and it gives you a little bit more confidence when driving. And in my opinion, that's really needed. A lot of the times I think that accidents happen because people aren't confident in themselves and their abilities, and they panic and they get tense, and then something bad happens. This thing makes you feel confident, makes you feel like you're okay, nothing bad's gonna happen because you're in this giant truck. Are you gonna go, buddy? This guy doesn't know what he's doing. See, this is what I mean. Don't buy a small truck like that one because you won't know how to drive. But yeah, look at that steering. Look at that steering. And the comfort is amazing. I want to put that out there. The comfort is actually really, really good. Is it as comfortable as the Mercedes? I'm not sure. It might be, but it also, there's a good chance that it might not be. I can't really tell. I feel like oh my god, there's a 370Z, guys. Look at the 370Z. Woo! Good car choice. Now that's something I want to review. So if you have a 370Z and you live in the New England area, let me know. I'll review that puppy. I want to review one of those. But anyway, yeah, back to this car. The comfort is actually really, really good. It is a comfortable car to drive, especially if you're a tall dude. Like I'm 6'1", and I have so much leg room, so much arm room. I could drive this thing for hours, literally hours, and I'd be completely okay with it. It's very comfortable to drive. I want to make that incredibly clear. If they were focusing on comfort, which I'm pretty sure they were, they got that right. They did great on it. So my overall experience on the car, my overall like review rating on the car, I'm not too. I'd probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. A couple reasons why. One, it is very comfortable. Like I just said, this car is incredibly comfortable. It's you're not going to feel like you're even driving, to be honest. And the steering is so light, it's very responsive. Everything about the car is actually very like driver oriented. It does make you feel like you're in a comfortable car. Like, everybody's always like, oh, Rolls Royce are great. Dude, why would you need a Rolls Royce when you got this thing? Come on, man. So that thing, the comfort alone brings it up a lot. Next is the whole looks and the interior and stuff like that. I can very easily see it becoming outdated. It is an old car, or it's not old yet, but it's going to be old, and once it gets old, it's going to be very, like I said, outdated. And so if you're thinking about buying this in a couple years, then you're going to have an outdated car. And so that kind of sucks. It's kind of hard to stay up to date though on interior and looks like that. I don't think any car really does that well, except for like supercars. Like, you could buy a Diablo, and obviously a Diablo is still going to hold up today. But yeah, so that kind of brings it down a little bit. The looks in the interior, it's not the best, and it's not going to stay up to date either. Next is the performance. The performance of it isn't great, but it's not meant to be great. Unfortunately, I couldn't take it off-road. I really wish I could. If I could have taken this off-road, I guarantee it would have shined. That's kind of the whole thing, is that this car, sure, it's not going to be as fast as like my 350Z, but why would it? It's a SUV, a family SUV. It's not meant to be as fast as a 350Z. However, the car is going to get you more places than my 350Z can, and that's what makes it such a good car. You can take it wherever you want to. So there are a couple downsides to this car. Like I said, the big ones being the fact that it's not fast. It's not like an enthusiast car. You know, you're not going to buy this and be like ripping it around a racetrack all the time and having fun building it up with your friends or whatever. That's not really what you're going to do. And it's going to get outdated soon. Those are the two like cons that I can think of with this car. Oh, and the fact that this one doesn't have AC. Like, I am sweating right now. Look at this, boys. I'm glistening, but that's okay. That's not a normal problem, obviously, in these cars. And also, I'm gonna be honest, I don't like wood grain interiors. That's just a personal thing, though, so that kind of does have an effect on me. I don't like them, though. I don't know why. It's just my personal opinion. I just don't like wood grain interiors. But yeah, those are like the two major things that bring it down for me. It's not an enthusiast car. Obviously, I'm a car guy. I like driving cars that are fun to drive and enjoyable to drive. And this car is enjoyable, but it's not fun. But then the pros kind of outweigh the cons in a way, because A, it's very reliable. It is a Chevy. Chevys are pretty reliable cars. B, you feel safe in the car because you're so high up off the ground. It's a big ass SUV. C is you're gonna get wherever you want to go in the car. It's not gonna have any sort of problems going up mountains or whatever you want to take it. You can take it. You can fit whoever you want in the car. They're gonna have a good time because the back is spacious. And the big one is the actual driving feel of the car. It really does drive like a dream for what it is. You would not expect a giant SUV like this to drive as comfortable as this thing does. So I gotta give it that 6.5 out of 10 total. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe. If you're in the New England area and you have a car that you'd let me review, please DM me on Instagram at ss.markey and we'll get it figured out. And with all that out of the way, guys, thank you so much. Das Vidania.